World of Warship's most prestigious competitive event is back for the 12th time. So gather up your team and get ready for a battle for the ages. Mountains of prizes await the bravest and most cunning of commanders. But only one team will be sailing away with the most priceless reward of them all. The title of King of the Sea. The king is sunk. Long live the king.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to Day 2 of King of the Sea here on North America. My name is Sea Raptor, and joined as I always am for these events, more than 3 years we've been doing this, Seth. How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, it's going great. 3 years. Oh my god. I gotta. You guys didn't catch it. You probably saw on my stream a little bit of a behind the scenes as I dipped and didn't realize I had the studio mode off. And I was flipping through to make sure all the seeds were working properly, and I flip back and go to the intro, and then Raptor starts freaking out because he's trying to figure things out, but because he's got studio mode on, it's not working properly for him. So both he and I have moments of panic, sheer panic, before we got started just now.
Like 3 minutes to go on the countdown, and I'm cursing a blue streak because my stream helper interface overlay thing is not working in studio mode until I remember, wait a minute, you dummy. It never works in studio mode. It only works on the live camera.
Yeah. So we're off to a great start, guys.
Welcome to Day 2, everybody.
Oh, goodness.
Well, listen, guys, we have a great slate of action lined up for you today as we enter Group Stage 1 here on NA. Swiss is behind us, Day 1 being this past Sunday. 96 teams entered that stage. There are now 48 moving on to today. We will qualify 24 teams out of today. The top 2 teams in each group will move on to Day 3 tomorrow. And Day 3 tomorrow is when the 8 seeded teams get added to the mix.
That's right. So, gonna be fun.
All right, I'm going to push the button and see if this works. Hopefully this works.
What button are we pushing?
Yes! Yes, my overlay map thing works. Yes, I was, oh, God. Anyway, all right, guys, so here's the deal. Today we are bringing you Game 1, or our first match of the day, I should say, up in Group Alpha. I believe it's Group Alpha and then Group A? Group A, I believe?
Yes.
Check the street. Yep, Group A. Here we go. Starting off with GLHF versus NACL. There's your map rotation right there on the screen. Starting on Crash Zone Alpha, moving to North. We're guaranteed at least 2 games. And if we need the tiebreak game, going on to Northern Waters. Now, Zath, both teams have already picked their bands as well as the map rotation. So let's have a look at the ship bands and talk to us about those.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by banning the Nevsky. Des Moines I can totally get. I mean, Des Moines is a difficult ship to play against, especially if it's dug into an island. The thing that is to me is confusing about Des Moines, though, is Salem exists, right? So if you want, aside from the Scooty Boy special legendary module that the Des Moines brings to the table, Salem might even be a better pick. Oh, Raider's different too.
It does make you wonder a bit. Now, admittedly, I prefer Des Moines. Between the two ships, I prefer Des Moines because Des Moines, of course, bringing the long-range radar. Salem has that, as you like to call it, the T-Rex radar.
T-Rex radar.
Right? T-Rex hates hand grenades, right? Salem, of course, harder to get off the board, bringing less utility with the shorter-range radar. Now, with that said, on certain maps, depending on the island cover, that short-range radar might still be a good play. On certain maps, certain cruiser positions, you might want the longer-range radar instead.
Yes. And then, of course, the Nevsky brings in the largest of radars at 12 kilometer. But, you know, there's Moskva, there's Stalingrad as well. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that Petropavlovsk is gone, completely gone, banned, including in the finals, right?
Indeed. There will be you will not see Petro in this event from any tournament, any region, anybody. Nobody's allowed to play it. It's just gone, global ban.
So, you know, the Nevsky we saw yesterday, Nevsky in a couple of, or not yesterday, last week, the Nevsky in a couple of matches, but I don't feel like it was a decisive ship in either of those games that we cast. Did you?
No, I don't actually. We have seen a little bit of Nevsky in the event so far. I mean, we know how good Des Moines is, right? We've been seeing Des Moines in this tournament literally since day one.
Right.
That ship can be incredibly impactful regardless of shell choice, as long as it's positioned well, and not like horribly focused out. Nevsky's still kind of a newcomer. I think last tournament was the first event that Nevsky was allowed in. And you've seen teams kind of experimenting with her because she's got really good shell velocity. She's got crazy range. When you put the range mod on her, it's like 20 and a half or something for those shells. It's kind of crazy. The trick is that she has a great rate of fire, but the shells are less impactful than Des Moines because they're 180 millimeter shells, less pen, less damage. So you get this trade-off, right? You get like a higher volume of shells. She has a faster reload, but the shells are less impactful. She has a longer range radar, but she's more fragile. Mm-hmm. So I think teams are still maybe not figuring out, haven't really found maps or strategies where they want to really employ Nevsky yet. So it is a little interesting to see her kind of on the list, let's say.
Yep. Are we ready to go? By the way, they both teams are set.
I'd say tell them to drop when they're ready, man. Let's get this going.
I'm letting them know right now. But you're absolutely correct.
Oh,
it's the first. It's the first day. Well, first day of best of threes. So we're still going to see teams trying to iron out all the little kinks and stuff. So.
Absolutely. Did you take that squad stream invite I sent you?
No. I have to find.
You should do that. You should do that now. I think.
I should do that now.
You should do that now.
Okay. Where do I see that?
Good question.
Ah, there it is. Did it work?
I'll go back and check. I'm waiting for it to update on my end. We'll have a look at it in a minute. Let's get to the game. It's not critical.
All right, well, let's take a look at NACL side if you want to grab the opposite.
Go right ahead.
Ooh, Burgonya! Look at that.
Indeed.
Already starting
You're excited,
with that.
I know.
And then we've got Kremlin, of course, Moskva, Salem, Hindenburg, another Moskva, Marceaus, Daring, and Holland for NACL.
That's right. The Church of Hindenburg is happy and proud today. Looking over the GGWP lineup, or I should say GLHF, but completely comprised of GGWP players here. Montana and Shikishima, we have not seen a Shiki to this point of the tournament. There's double Salem. We were just talking about how there are maps where Salem can be very useful. Mm-hmm. Crash Zone Alpha, potentially one of those here. Going for a quadruple destroyer lineup there, Zach. Gearing double Marceaus and Shimakze, rounding things out with a Goliath. It's a very interesting team comp from GGWP.
Worth noting, the Shimakze is using 20-kilometer torpedoes.
That's not really surprising, in my opinion. We see that a lot. Now, one of the things that I do like, Zach, check out what's happening at B already. Yep. Look at this is a destroyer wolf pack.
Yep.
The Shimakze leads the way. He's going to step onto the cap. He outspots the Daring, and if he stumbles across the Daring, the Marceaus are going to just try and murderize this dude. Let's see. Now, they've got a huge gap between. There's like 8 kilometers between those two ships right now, so they're not in danger of stumbling across each other. But that Shima can afford to be a little aggressive with that kind of backup right behind him.
Yeah, interestingly enough, the Shima's already starting to turn out. Which means I think the Marceaus will be detected first.
Now, I want to say something also about an NACL choice that I find curious, Seth, and that is the Holland.
Mm-hmm. Why?
In a format without carriers, I'm not positive why you would bring a Holland in lieu of something else.
Well, you can't bring a Småland, so you bring the Holland. It's
right.
You get the ridiculous. Oh, look at the torp spread on.
I was just looking at this. Like this is bloody gorgeous. Now he's obviously got his hydro up. That's Tug's Daring going to be ducking out of the way there. Yep. Obviously, you're looking at RPF on optical Shima against the Daring's hydro.
Yep. Oh, we just want to take a moment to just appreciate that gorgeous spread.
Isn't it gorgeous though? Like that's someone who definitely has been practicing with their Shimakze. That's beautiful.
Yep. And it looks like Tug got detected for a second there. I saw some shells coming in.
I think they were guessing. They were pot shots.
Those are really close guesses, though. Holy crap! Did you see where they landed in relation to Tug? That Shikishima, man, he's like.
I like where GWP's head is at, but for the moment,
he actually hit him.
Yeah. Radar going up from the Moskva over on the F line, picking up the Shimakze as now the double Marceaus come in, realizing that the Daring is basically by himself.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the map, the Daring has essentially no support. There is no one on that team that can support him.
Yep.
These Marceaus are going to run him down as best they can and murder him. At a minimum, GGWP is going to pick up the cap.
Well, yeah, and Tug backed out of the smoke for a sec there. That was a bit of a mistake as he got detected. But you're right. I mean, they know they can run down. But look at this, Kaga, with the dodge.
Muffled Eurobeats playing in the background. Somehow they have him lit. Oh, his smoke is expiring.
Yeah.
And they have him on the surface. Yeah. They have him on the surface.
Smoke.
Yeah, they're going to gun him down, and he's got no one who can help him. The Kremlin might have a shot on Kaga, but Gentleman Walrus turning to interpose that island, and there he goes.
It's done. We got our first kill of the day.
Bit of a mistake there from NACL, leaving that Daring hung out unsupported, but also a really brilliant play from GWP, just brilliantly executing a nice Destroyer Wolfpack there and doing exactly what they brought that little setup to do right there in the middle of the board.
Yep. Now that we have a moment to talk about the Holland pick, the thing about the Holland is it's got those fast torpedoes and they reload quickly as well. So the Holland's not a bad pick if you want to try to lock down an area.
No.
You know, and kite away. And if you look at NACL's position, they're pretty much expecting a push from A. And that's really not happening, especially now that B is covered by GWP.
Yep. This the kind of the fast spammy torpedoes. I understand. I get that attraction to the ship and the heel. Like there's things to like about Holland. Mm-hmm. But what in my mind, what Holland is really known for, right? What she's really known for is the AA. And in a format without carriers, I just look at that and I go, why would you like if you want? Now, admittedly, I'm an American Destroyer fanboy, so this is going to sound like a homer pick. But why would you take a Holland instead of maybe, say, a legendary gearing with the Fletcher torpedoes, right? You can get those down to like 80 to 85 second reload and still have a 5.6 detection, right? And the speed boost and, more importantly, the American smoke.
Right. Yeah. Going with Holland means that you're giving up on the value of smoke. In favor of, like I said, the torps, and then, of course, there's the heel, too, I guess. But you're absolutely right. And I guess that's one of the nice things, though, is there are so many different choices for Destroyer, right? So
Yep, very much so. Despite being down a ship, NACL has a cap lead. We just had another lead change here. Look at this Salem push on the B line, Zaf.
I was just scoping in on this.
They are incredibly aggressive against this Burgonia and the opposing Salem. I think they realize, I mean, the Burgonia can't pen these guys through the bow. Can't overmatch their bow, I should say. And the enemy Salem right around the corner, Killstar looking like he's going to try and just edge up here and look for this shot. He's certainly trying. Can't quite get there. As now one of the opposing Marceaus come around, starting to try and farm Killstar's Salem. Whaler ran aground there.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, so Wolfie moving forward is going to allow Killstar to come back around and try to get Jeremy, but there's just a whole lot of chaos going on right now.
I mean, what they've done now, like the Destroyer Wolfpack has basically rotated north, and they're just going to, like, they're just, this is going to sound awful. They're just gangbanging this Burgonia, right?
Oh, he's gone.
Like, there's like, it's like 6-on-1 with this poor guy between the Shimatorps, the double Marceau, the Montana. It's just crazy. You know, I got to give GGWP, I mean, I give them a ton of credit for the Destroyer pack, but I've also got to give them credit. Look how aggressive they're playing, Zach.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the Salem gives you that ability to be aggressive because you've got that super heal.
Yeah, this is like Russian server aggression, right? Like they're like, we're barely 8 minutes into the game and 2 ships are dead. And we've seen some games of King of the Sea where you'll go 15 minutes before the first kill happens.
And kind of funny that you should mention that. One of the things that I'm doing is I'm putting up my little death pick icon in the chat whenever somebody dies. And I put the death pick on, and somebody goes in chat, already?
Now, the other thing that I'm just noticing that I have been remiss about, look how low the NACL Kremlin is.
Mm-hmm. He's been farmed all game.
By what exactly?
By the
Montana,
the Goliath, the Shikishima, basically everybody that has the range. Goliath makes sense, right? Those 234 millimeter guns can HE pen 60 millimeters of armor, right?
Yes.
Try to do the math real quick. No, they can't. 234 with IFHE.
Divided by is it IFHE? I thought the British guns. You're right. The British HE doesn't get the pen built into it like the Germans do. Yeah, no, it doesn't. I don't think
it does. Right.
No, it doesn't. The British HE has the same, like when you're driving the mid-tier British heavy cruisers, it's the same pen values as the Japanese ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're about to have another destroyer. We're about to have another destroyer assassination here just south of B.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm curious. I'm wondering if Vader knows that these guys are there. He doesn't. He's about to come out. He's using this island as cover, though.
Look at this brilliant execution, though. You've got one on either side, so the Holland is going to be squeezed.
It did, but I think Gentleman Walrus, they don't know he's there, I don't think.
No, they don't.
They're about to find out.
Yeah, well,
it begins now as poor Darth Vader is going to be off the board here momentarily as he's going to get double teamed.
Triple. How about you heal that?
Yeah, heal that back, sir. That's one thing about Holland is if she can't break contact, that heal doesn't do you a lot of good because her health is so low to begin with.
Yep. But at this stage of the game, you have to try to make something happen.
Yep.
Unfortunately, couldn't make it happen.
Cap lead, ship lead, everything coming up GGWP here in game 1 as we start the group stage here on NA. Just now at the halfway mark of the match, but Seth, I'm not sure how NACL comes back from this.
Nope. And now the Marceaus are just all they have to do is hold down left mouse button and win.
Yeah, they're just being cheeky with left mouse button now, like lol, do something. They're gonna have a bit of a collision here.
Yeah, they're just high-fiving.
Yep. Celebratory French high five there as they circle around just about the spawner. These Marceaus have been all over the map. They started at B, they went up to C, they're back in the middle again. I mean, the French destroyer speed gives you that kind of just beautiful ability, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the reasons that I love playing the likes of Mogador or Le Terrible, Le Fantasque in ranked, like in Bronze League, right? Because you can just be almost anywhere you need to be with that ship. It's such fun. Now, with the Shikishima off the board, and I got to say, I'm impressed that NACL was able to pull that off because I think the combination of the Holland Torps and the Hindenburg HE just kind of slowly eventually farmed him down. We didn't talk about it much, but really good work by NACL to get that ship off the board and continue moving through A. But the trick is that by the time it happened, he'd already done his job and basically held them back so long that it didn't matter.
Right. And unfortunately, I'm just realizing now I had the teams reversed in the helper. Oops.
Yeah, you got it. That's something you change now in the helper. You can actually set it before the game. So game 1 here would be Bravo Alpha, and then we're going Alpha Bravo, and then Bravo Alpha for game 3 if we have game 3.
Oh, that's how it works.
Yes, sir.
All right. Learning
That's
things.
what that little drop down is for. Yeah. Hey, this is our first day with this functionality in the stream helper, buddy. So relax. We're all learning together.
Yeah. Sorry to my viewers who were getting confused by all that. So
look, as things go, that's pretty minor.
Yeah.
Ooh. Montana from 22 kilometers. That's it. Seconds left on the timer now.
Yep.
All over with the crying here for NACL. I feel like they played well, Zath, but they just got steamrolled by a team with a better plan.
I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that.
I'm gonna be really curious to see how they decide to try and deal with this Marceau wolf pack, because I'm gonna be shocked if they don't try to do more of that in game 2.
Now,
I mean, it worked so well for them this game.
The ship bans are not for individual matches, right? It's for the entire series.
That's correct. Nevsky and Des Moines are banned for the entire match. So every game, those are the ship bans.
So now NACL is not going to be able to just be like, well, no Marceau next time. Like they're going to have to deal with this.
That's correct. That ship has sailed. So ship bans going forward in the event are now for the duration of the match. Each team gets 1 ship ban and 1 ship ban only.
Gotcha.
But game 1 here claimed by GLHF here on Crash Zone Alpha.
Right. So, okay, so I need to switch. So the middle one is going to be Bravo to Alpha. So next one, North.
No, so North will be Alpha to Bravo.
Oh, okay. See, I just reversed the tags up on the team. So Alpha team I have as NACL. You have
okay, that's why. So
as GLHF.
I have it the other way around. Yeah. So yeah, correct.
Okay.
Because GLHF is the Alpha team on the spreadsheet and everything, right?
No, well, I guess it's the first one that's on the spreadsheet, but then it says Alpha spawn under NACL. So that's where I got a little confused.
Correct. So what they're saying is GLHF is the Alpha team, right? But NACL, so they got to pick the first map, and then NACL then gets to pick their spawn on that map,
right?
Which means they pick the Alpha spawn.
All right. Messi Safer, what was he in the Shikishima said, was my blind shot any close? If only he knew.
Apparently it was. Like you looked at it, you saw it. I got the impression it was fairly close, wasn't it?
I thought he was. I thought that daring was detected. That's how close the shells hit.
Wow.
Very impressive.
Indeed. Great game by both teams, but GGWP looking really solid with that little Marceau wolf pack. So nasty.
Yep.
Go ahead, Zach.
Well, we got a couple minutes. It might be a good idea to just kind of educate our viewers a little bit about what's going on. First of all, guys, don't forget it's a 5-minute delay. So if you say something in text and either myself or Raptor sees it, it's probably going to take 5 minutes or longer before we can act on it, okay? So keep that in mind. You do get the ability to earn a special mission to earn a King of the Sea container. There's one every day of the streaming. So there was one last week. There's one that you can earn this week. You have to be watching either of us or any other King of the Sea streamer for a total of 90 minutes. Now, that 90 minutes means that you have to have the stream up and you can't have it muted. In other words, you want to have a little bit of sound, even if it's, like 2 or 3, 3% or something, just so that you can ensure you've got that full 90 minutes and boom, you get your container mission. It's a mission in game. You have to do a bunch of things in order to get that second container, okay? If you complete the King of the Sea collection, you will earn a Tier 7 premium container. This is, there's a series of ships that you can get from that container. Let me pull it up and I'll read off to you guys exactly what they are. I just have to find it.
You got the list, I don't, so I'll let you tackle that.
All right, you can win an Ashitaka, a Duke of York, a Hood, a Scharnhorst, Atlanta, Boise, Duca degli Abruzzi, Indianapolis, 9 de Julio, Lazzo, Haida, Bliskovica, Sims, Z39, Leningrad, California, Poltava, Nelson, Udachi Poi Poi, and Gorizia.
Gorizia. There are a few ships in that list that I would go, like Udachi, right? Mm-hmm. Like California, But there's also some ships in that list that would get me excited. Scharnhorst?
Yes.
C'est magnifique, right? Haida, Z39, and Nelson in another couple of patches are going to be on the naughty list. You won't be able to get them any other way anymore.
Yes.
Right? So them being available as a drop just for watching the event, that's really awesome.
Yes.
And then, of course, I think Ashitaka is one of the more underrated premiums at Tier 7, as an example.
Absolutely, especially after they buffed her. And now it's important to note, people always say, but what if I have all those ships? You'll get one of those ships anyways, and you'll get the doubloon value added into play. So hopefully you roll a battleship, because those are usually the higher doubloon values, But that's what you can expect, and that's what you guys as viewers get for tuning in, watching us, and interacting. In addition, we have codes that we are giving away on stream that give you, is it 3 or 5 more resource containers? I can't remember exactly the number. But either way, you win them, you plug them in, and you'll get some extra resource containers. You'll probably get some coal out of that and some other goodies.
It's 5 resource containers.
Thank you.
While we have a minute also, Zaf, go back to your Twitch interface. I just sent you another quick invite for the squad stream. Let's give that a shot.
All right. I think the other one expired maybe, because I'm clicking
Maybe
it to
it did.
accept. And where do I go? Oh, wait. I click to and start squad stream. There it is.
There we go. Start squad stream. I was waiting on that start squad stream thing.
That's
There
what
we
it is.
go. Brilliance. That's what I needed. That's what I needed. Outstanding.
So it's good now.
Excellent. Because I talked to some folks during the week. They really liked that last week.
Good.
And I now that we're both partners, that's something that we have available. I
Okay.
think this tournament is a great use of it because, when we're casting like this, people, you and I we don't always focus on the same thing as we drive our cameras around the map. That gives players watching that squad stream the option to see kind of both camera views simultaneously and then swap between them if they want to. Have you ever watched a squad stream, Zach?
No, and so I was going to ask if you could educate me while we educate the
Sure.
viewers how squad streams
Sure.
work. We have a minute or two anyways.
So essentially what happens is because we're streaming together, okay, as a squad, what happens is that players, basically you tune into one channel or the other. You get a window where you can actually see the feed of both channels. But like the one you're not actively watching is kind of, it's smaller, like a little at the bottom of the screen. So you can still see it, you can keep an eye on it, but it's not active. You're not seeing that chat, you're not hearing that caster's audio. You're only hearing the audio who you have focused on. But then you can literally just click and then it'll swap the two windows back and forth very quickly. So you can do that sort of thing.
Like I'm watching my stream right now on my streaming laptop. It's 5 minutes delayed.
Mhm.
I don't see a pop-up on the window about a squad stream anywhere.
Well, so it's a different, but that's the trick is it's a different window setup. Twitch.tv, C-Raptor, yeah, and then squad.
So it's a different link that you have to follow?
Correct. So it's twitch.tv/ either your name or my name / squad at the end of it.
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen,
Hang on a minute.
add a /squad at the end. Ah, there it is. And now we're in squad mode. Now I'm getting spam messages about Twitch drops.
Well, it's about that time. All right. Looks like we're just about ready to drop. Looks like the refs are checking both teams. I'm going to let them know that we're ready, Zaf.
Okay.
As we head to north for game 2. But anyway, that's how squad streaming works. So basically, it's just the same very simple gig, right? It's just you get the option there. You can just kind of toggle back and forth between the two.
Gotcha. I'm getting some reports from chat about some audio issues on my side.
Okay.
Don't understand how that's working out, but let's go into this and see. Let's see what happens. I don't know what else to say, guys.
In stock Asus
we'll try to figure this out.
3080 top-up.
We can troubleshoot it as we go.
Yeah.
We can troubleshoot it as we go. All right, guys, here we go as we head into game number 2. Zoning into north, or we will be shortly. Interesting. Some notable lineup changes on both teams. Interesting. All right.
Which side do you want to take off to start?
I'll do the GGWP here. GGWP coming back with almost the exact same lineup here. Sticking with Montana and Shikishima, that worked great for them last game. Sticking again with double Salem. Oh, I got to turn Duke off. He is gabbing away. Give me a minute here. Shut up, Duke. God, you're annoying.
You forgot to take Duke off.
I forgot to turn Duke off. All right, so they've
Uh-oh.
traded the Goliath for a third Salem and picked up a Venezia in lieu of the Hindenburg. Still running a Gearing, and then swapping. Let's say last time we had Shimakze, Gearing, and double Marceau. Now we have Gearing, Daring, and Marceau. So just getting rid of one destroyer, picking up another cruiser.
Yep. And then over on the NACL side, we've got Yamato and the Kremlin now. Yoshino's interesting.
Yes, I was hoping you would comment on that.
And then we've got double Moskva and Daring, Marceau, and Holland. So it looks like they're happy with their destroyers for whatever the case may be. But now they're trying to figure out what they could do differently with their cruisers. Give me a second.
Indeed.
I'm going to take my headphones off and try to listen to my audio output and see what's going on. So go ahead and talk for
sure
a
thing.
minute if you don't mind.
Sure thing. So as we look at the overall map here, you can see GGWP opting for a 1 destroyer per cap split, although the Marceau that was headed to C is apparently going to decline that cap and move out to the 9 line there. Daring looking like he's going to try and get flipped around, and so he can reverse back into that cap. And then it looks like we're setting up for Gearing versus Holland arrangement over here at A. Both Yoshino's playing that A flank as well. Shikishima's shots coming in on TGK, no dice, falling short there as he's angled out. Now, GGWP has opted for a very light A side here, opting for just Whaler's Venezia backing up Velius's Gearing. Velius trying to get on the top end of the A cap here. Most of their force, their big major push seems to be, again, the double Salem, probably focusing on the 9 line here, led by Gentleman Walrus's Marceau. Looks like he's probably looking at contact with the opposing Marceau very soon. Yeah, right there, they probably just caught a glimpse of each other. Let's see what happens. Definitely going to be some early action here, because in a moment, Yugumo Kai is going to come around the island, and Gentleman Walrus is going to be right there. And he's got a little more backup behind him with the double Salem. Trading very well early here. Gentleman Walrus really hammering Yugumo's Marceau early on. And now the Salem cell shot.
Holland just took a torp at A.
Did he? Oh, he did. Look at that. Took a Gearing torp. Obi-Wan taking some early damage. Where is he? He's in the middle of the board. I'm guessing that was a Yamato punch through the bow there. But that Salem heal is going to keep him in the game very handily. Double Salem and Marceau really beating Yugumo Kai Ni down to about 40% of his HP very quickly here. Less than 4 minutes gone in the game. Gearing out spotting the Holland here, so we must be looking at, we're probably looking at I'm guessing a unique or a legendary Gearing here. The out spotting him, able to push Vader back off the cap. That's going to allow Velius to pick up A. And on a side that's kind of weak, let's be honest. I mean, comparatively, although the Shikishima is here, I can't really call that weak, I suppose. But that's really noteworthy. God, the sound of those Shikishima guns is just so monstrous.
Oh, I love
every
those
time they.
10s.
Oh, every time they go off, it's like you can feel your heart thud. It's like being at the gun range when the guy in the stall next to you is shooting his 357 Magnum. Your heart skips a beat.
Yeah, I'm
those
still
Magnum loads just woof. Obi-Wan Kenobi playing a dangerous game here, trying to farm this Yamato. It looks like he's probably able to do it. I guess they can't see him. They cannot see him at all. That's really good positioning by Kenobi.
Okay, so my chat is telling me that my sound is working fine as soon as I switched scenes. So it's the scene with the 2 speakers that seems to be busted up.
Okay, we'll troubleshoot that in between games.
Yeah,
we'll have a look at it. Okay. Well, GGWP out to an early lead here, picking up 2 caps. 5 minutes gone here in game 2, looking really solid. It looks as if maybe NACL's plan is to just try and trade better early. They're playing so far back off the caps, with the exception of Yugumo Kai's Marceau, who's decided they're going to pick up C to kind of stem some of the bleeding here.
Right.
That will allow them to like marginally keep up with scoring. They'll continue to fall behind, but might at a much slower rate.
Interesting to note, though, that I mean both teams have been playing very carefully here. We haven't had a kill yet. I mean, we're almost 6 minutes in now, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Whereas last game there were 3 ships dead by this point.
Exactly the point, right?
Now I'll tell you who I'm if I'm playing in this game and I'm playing on the NACL side, the ship that I am just the most that's just making me pucker if I'm driving one of these Yoshinos. Every time that Shikishima pulls the trigger, my butt puckers up. Like just here it comes. Oh my god, you just never know when one of these shells is gonna just wreck you.
Speaking of which,
yeah, I'm saying like Wolfie, like I love that they brought Yoshinos, but Wolfie is playing a very dangerous game out here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I just heard those 510s again.
Yeah, like he's just cycling those things as fast as he can pull the trigger. And you're in a Yoshino. It's not like you're going to get away and go dark that easy. Like the detection is low, but it's still like 11 something. Yep, there was a sit.
Yeah.
Or at least a couple of full pins. It was about a 10K hit.
And the thing is, by the time that shell lands, it's already here comes the next salvo. Yeah. Right.
Like Shikishima cares not for your armor, sir. Now, I do like what NACL's done here. Now, Yuga Mokai's doing something that I do like, but I think it's going to cost him his ship. He's about to turn into B. They came back. They brought him back off the 9 line to cap C. They're going to shove him into B. Well, they looked like they were going to. Let's see what he does here.
Look at Patch. Look at Patch. Patch is in trouble. The Kremlin.
Well, I mean, they moved him up into the cap. Oh, is he going to get conga line torped? He's going to get conga torped. No, they're all gonna fall. They're all gonna fall astern of him, Zaf.
He's gonna be very happy of that. But
now,
still,
he is still in trouble, right? He's got a Montana on his broadside. He's getting like 4-1 over there, at least 4-1.
Yeah, I don't quite understand why they pushed him up that far.
They moved him up, I think, to get shots at the Salems, which I liked. I liked the play, but it feels like he's gone, like he's in the cap. That's too far. That's just too far.
Patch just slapping Bob back and saying, you know, I can hit you too, bud.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's still a Kremlin. You got to respect the thing, or it's going to hurt you. But Patch, I feel like, you know how we normally see a Des Moines down here on this little island, like south of C.
Yep.
I feel like that might have been a decent spot for him. Although admittedly, admittedly with a daring in the game, that could have also been very bad. Now Patch is going out right here.
Mm-hmm.
This Monty Salvo should end him.
Boing.
Yeah. Yep. First kill of the game going to GGWP as they bag one of NACL's battleships in the sea cap. NACL does respond, though they do pick up B. They're still less than 300 points down.
Huh.
NACL bagging a much needed kill. Both teams on a kill now.
Yep, that was Apple. Just punched that Salem right through the nose.
This is a much better game, Zath. Now, admittedly, and GGWP is responding quickly. Gentleman Walrus's Marceaus headed to seed, and basically knowing that there's nothing that those guys can really do to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
And man, Wolfie's Yoshino being highly aggressive over here. Check this out.
Yeah, well, Darth Vader Pug's got a spot, I think, on the gearing on Velius. Velius is forced to make Inky, and I think Wolfie was getting ready to come in and support his teammate.
Well, Wolfie's in a good position to support, but they've got to spot the gearing, and one of the tricks with the Yoshino, of course, it doesn't have that utility. He cannot force the spot. He has no radar.
Killstar goes down on either side.
Ooh.
Wow.
NACL bagging another big kill there. Killstar was in kind of a bad position, stuck bow into the daring and the Moskva that we're just going to farm him more or less. So they do bag C, or they will in seconds, but it's going to cost them. They're down a ship now. NACL looking much better this game. Still has a small health advantage. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. NACL still has a small health advantage. Very small.
Yeah, but now here comes TGK, spotted, and of course we know he's going to be spammed by that Shikishima. Oh, also Venezia, because, exists.
Yeah, Now, Vader's about to get lit by the gearing. I'm wondering if he could be able to counter spot the gearing in return. Yes, they do catch eyes very briefly on the gearing, like literally just for seconds. Good hit on Wolfie as he turns out from the
Yeah.
Venezia, but it's not enough. NACL does bag a cap. They have a cap and a ship lead now. Yugamo in trouble at B, is a little in trouble at B. No, the Daring's just going to hide up.
Optical
So
now
a game-
getting ready to back into B cap and try to grab it. There it
Game
goes.
that they were down almost 300 points, NACL has clawed their way back into within 30 points, but now pushed off of both A and B again, fixing to lose control of both caps as they're pushing to get Tug over to C, realizing that it's probably empty at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we got Dazzling Fox and Bob the Donut working their way down the 10 line. They're gonna have to get moving. They can't really sit there.
No, they're going to be out of the game for several more minutes because they have nothing to shoot at, and I'm assuming they have vision. Yeah, the stuff that they can see is 30 kilometers from them, so they're going to struggle a bit.
Yep. Velius is under sustained fire from Darth Vader Pugs.
This could be a huge engagement. NACL needs this kill badly. They need this gearing to go down so they can retain control of this cap. Vader doing a brilliant job of dodging the Venezia salvo. Velius showing great restraint, not going to the guns, not returning fire. Velius knows that if he gets spotted there, the Yoshinos will probably have his number. TGK looks like he's going to take a torp here in the bow.
Yep. All right, C is now being flipped. Look at Admiral Potato in the Moskva just threatening B cap.
Yep. Well, look at the mountain of torps coming into his face. GGWP looking not nearly in control in this game as they were the last game. NACL definitely giving them a run for their money here as the Yoshinos have a little bit of a cluster back here in the backfield.
Are they gonna fuse and form one?
Nah, they'll be okay now. And ACL steps back onto B, down only 120 points here with 7 minutes to play in Game 2.
Comes another spread.
Snowboard's Moskva definitely also realizing he's got to get back into the game, right? He's pushing up. I think they're going to bring him up to help cover C. I think NACL realizes that they've got to at least try to keep those points ticking. It looks like they're going to be able to bag B here as well.
Oh,
That'll
there
put
goes
them-
one of the Yoshinos.
Ooh, the Shikishima finally strikes home, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's a big kill for GGWP. They needed those points. I feel like, Vader having to dodge yet another Venezia salvo.
Yep.
That gearing detection advantage at A had Velius has just been playing that mercilessly and playing it well.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Commenting earlier about Snowboard, he was set in a kiting away position, expecting Bob and Kaga to just come screaming down that 10 line, and that didn't happen. So that's why he's being turned around. That's what you have to do when you're playing competitive. You don't know what's going to happen. As a salvo coming in a Wolfie, RNG said no.
Snowboard putting his radar up, catching Gentleman Walrus's Marceaus off of the cap, and he's got both destroyers lit right there. As Source has now got eyes on Kaga's Salem pushing down the 9 line. He's actually in radar range of Kaga. That could turn out to be bad as well. Snowboard trying to angle away from this Montana salvo coming in.
Yep.
This could be bad. Not as bad as it could have been, but they are going to succeed in pushing him off the cap.
Kaga is found a convenient Salem-sized gap in that torpedo spread.
I feel like it's time for this Yamato and NACL's backfield to move up somewhere, Zath.
Well,
He's been chilling.
The problem is that entire side, that entire flank has folded. The Yoshinos went to the center. The Yamato kind of stayed put. So now there's nothing to hold the Venezia in check.
I hear you, but look how much. I mean, they have 4 or 5 ships over there against literally being held off the cap by a single gearing and a single daring.
Right.
I mean, a single Venezia.
Right.
Now, the daring and the Mosfa trading really well with Kaga's Salem over here. I expect Kaga's going to have to pop one of his fancy heals. There it goes.
Wolfie down to 3k health. He's just getting spammed hard from that Shikishima.
He's got to go dark. Can they continue to see him? They can at the moment.
Oh, he opened up just now.
Well, his heal is ticking. Venezia catches him for a little bit, but not much, as the Shiki shells are actually going in on the Yami.
Yeah,
there.
They are.
Wolfie goes dark as GGWP crosses the 900-point mark. But this game's not over. NACL could still bag a kill. I still feel like pressure on Velius's gearing is the play. I wish they had kind of done this a little sooner. It looks like the Marceau might be trying to get up there, maybe push him off the cap.
Dangerous though. Look at those torps right past him.
He's playing a dangerous game, but they're gonna have to take some risks if they want to win. Right? Time's ticking away.
Oh, good dodge.
Oh yeah.
But like you said, there's that gearing spotting advantage right there.
Yep. Solid hit from the Yugamo. Velius is, for my money, Velius is the MVP of this game so far.
Mm-hmm.
He's just had nerves of steel over there in the cap. I don't think he's ever even touched his guns. 30 seconds on the timer. GGWP looking good to take this series. 1,000 health for Wolfie as the Montana shells fall in. And there he goes. That's the game. GLHF takes it in straight games here. They'll be moving on to the winner's half of the Alpha Division bracket.
That is correct. All right. There we go.
All right. Well, now we got to find a new map, don't we?
Yeah.
Got to find something else. Got to find something else to see. Let's look around and see if we can find somebody going to a game 3. Let's look over here on the status sheet.
Sounds good. Meanwhile, I've already pinged Empire Strikes Bonk to see if we can find ourselves a game 3.
Man, look at you. You are just on the ball, Zath. Check it out.
I'm working on it. Meanwhile, while this is going on, chat, again, I'd love your feedback. When are you noticing if there's any sort of weird audio glitchy sound? I'm just wondering if somehow there's background that got up there twice or something. Like, maybe that's what's causing it to cut out. Of course, it's a 5-minute delay, guys, so we don't know if it's gonna hit at the same time.
Yeah. Unfortunately. All right, let's see. We are in first group stage. Let's have a look around here and see. 5D winning in their straight sets here in Group A, so they're going to be taking on GLHF here in a moment. Star up a game on Kraken, RNG up a game on Sur S. So let's go over and pull up the tournament TV window there and let that kind of scroll for a while.
Yeah.
I'm looking to see if anybody's 1-1. I see lots of 1-0s, and then we had a forfeit in Group C. Both games in Group A are now done, so I don't see a lot of other reports just yet. Here we go. There's a 1-1 game. See who's casting Group F. Anybody? Let's go look.
All right, I need to get that up and running.
They are not. Zath. I've got a game for us if you want it.
Okay, let's do it.
Do a search for just do a search for just. It should be Dale versus RLN.
Okay. Yeah, just a math teacher. Got it.
Yeah, that's who you want. I've got to wait for the training interface to catch up.
Coming in.
Yeah, get in there and let them know that we'd like to cast their game 3.
All right. Okay, come on in.
Okay. I'm trying to get out of this stinking battle. Whatever battle the training interface threw me into. Because it's slow as crap! So busy today. When it gets this busy, it's tough. Alright, let's try this again. Training battle. Right? Hands off the keyboard, hands off the keyboard. Alright. Search. Just. Thinking. There it is. Alright. So now we can go back over to our fancy website and pull up the map rotation. and the ship bands.
There it is. This is Dale versus RLN, right?
Dale versus RLN. Yep, let's get this set up here. So, pick maps. Northern Waters. North. We're going to Warrior's Path, where Dale will be the alpha spawn. Okay, so RLN is the Bravo team. We've been Shimakze and Moskva.
Whoa. Shimakze.
Shimakze! All right, so
Shimakze.
Dale's going to be the alpha, so this is alpha to Bravo. I'm curious as to who won which game. I can pull that information up. No, it's not in the spreadsheet. Dang it, it's not in the spreadsheet. Why is it not in the spreadsheet? Ask them who won game one, if you would, for example.
Just a second here.
No rush. I'll do it here.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, RLN won game one, so that tells us that. RLN.
Okay. And you said it's Alpha Bravo spawn?
That is correct. For game 3, as we head to Warrior's Path.
Velia saying it's really weird to watch myself 5 minutes ago. GG, dude.
Velius, if you're listening, Velius, man, MVP of that game, dude. Your fire discipline in the gearing was impressive, sir. Well played.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, there we go. There's our map. Everything's set up for this next match. Get them to drag me down. All right, excellent. Moving on to Warrior's Path. Now, it has been a while since Warrior's Path was in the map rotation for the tournament, Zap.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't believe we had it last time. I feel like it's been gone for like at least 2 or 3 events. Maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah, you might be. But
I don't know.
I could have sworn Warrior's Path was in previous one.
Maybe it was, and I'm just an idiot. I'd have to go back and look. I just know that it was in almost every tournament early on, and then it's kind of gone by the wayside. Like we haven't. It just feels like we haven't seen it in a little while.
It's a possibility. Sorry, I'm just trying to get everything set up here.
You're fine, man. I'm making some notes here. This is Dale.
I'll just leave it like this. Trying to get my my tournament results page up and running. I just use the browser source, but OBS, when it grabs the window, it's like, oh, you want this window the first time and only time, and then anytime you make any changes, it goes from there. So yeah, RNG took 2 wins over Sewer, so they're advancing.
Okay.
5D is going to face GLHF.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Before we take this game, what are we signed up for next? We are in what group? We are signed up for... I gotta find it. What did I sign us up for? Group L. Okay. And let's have a check. How are they doing? Okay. Yeah, we've probably got time.
Okay.
They're asking if we're ready.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell them.